You will hear 5 short extracts in which people are talking about hotels and the holidays they offer. For questions 19 to 23, choose from the list A to H which statement applies to each hotel. Use the letters only once. There are 3 extra letters which you do not need to use. You now have 30 seconds to look at part 3. Speaker 1.
This truly superb hotel is set in 30 acres of parkland, deep in the heart of Kent, very close to historic Leeds Castle. It has a brand new health park, which was recently opened by Olympic gold medalist Sebastian Coe. There's a health and fitness assessment centre, an indoor pool, a whirlpool spa bath, saunas, solarium, gym, floodlit tennis courts, and an 18-hole golf course.
Speaker 2.
Originally built as a monastery, this hotel still retains much of the peace and tranquility along with its historic remains. It has its original Great Hall, and overlooking this is the Gallery Restaurant, which has earned an international reputation for the best food and wines in the area. Set deep in the Scottish countryside, it is ideal for the get-away-from-it-all holiday. There are many walks for you to appreciate the beautiful moorland scenery, and our specially trained staff are on hand to help you enjoy a holiday you'll never forget.
Speaker 3.
This country house-style hotel overlooks the scenic ruins of Tintern Abbey on the border between Wales and England. It's set in an area of great rural beauty and is ideal for quiet relaxation and country walks. The hotel has excellent catering facilities and its own extensive parkland, which includes a deer park, a grouse moor, and its own stretch of the River Wye. Holiday breaks can include in-season fishing for salmon and shooting for both grouse and deer. If you wish, these can later be prepared for you by our expert chefs, and you can enjoy food you have caught yourself on that very same day.
Speaker 4.
Set in 16 acres of private parkland, this traditional style hotel has every modern comfort and convenience. This hotel is an ideal base from which to explore Warwickshire and the surrounding area. It is only 6 miles from Warwick itself, which boasts the finest medieval castle in England. It's close to Packwood House, which has spectacular 16th century ornamental gardens. Nearby is Stratford, the birthplace of Shakespeare, where the house he was born in and the school he attended are open to visitors. A must for lovers of English literature.
Speaker 5.
This hotel is situated in the heart of historic London. It's an ideal base for visiting the sights, such as the Tower of London or Madame Tussauds, and day trips can be arranged at the customer assistant desk situated in the hotel foyer. It is also an ideal base for visiting the city's range of stores, being within easy walking distance of Oxford Street, Regent Street and Harrods itself. In the evenings, the hotel is able to offer customers the chance to visit some famous London shows, classical theatre, and music concerts of the highest standard.
Now turn to part 4. You will hear an interview with an animal trainer called Kelly Hoyt. For questions 24 to 30, choose the best answer, A, B or C. You now have 1 minute to look at part 4.
And now on to our pets and animals slot for this week. Today we have in the studio Kelly Hoyt, one of Britain's foremost animal trainers. She will be around for the next few hours, so any listeners with a question, do call in. Kelly, nice to see you. It's an unusual job you have. How did you end up in it?
More by accident than design, really. I was intending to become a vet, and actually went to college to start my training at 18. But I soon realised it wasn't for me. I just got too upset seeing animals in pain. So I left college and started a pet grooming salon, and it sort of grew from there.
How did you get from pet grooming to animal training? They're very different professions.
Well, they're quite closely related in many ways. If you are grooming an animal, you have to persuade it to put up with being washed, brushed, and blow-dried, for instance. I soon found that I could get the animals to behave for me. A lot of the owners were amazed at how well their animals behaved for me, and I started to help them train their animals to be better behaved. And then I started teaching them tricks, too.
But now you mainly work with animals in film and television, don't you?
That's right. I got my big break when one of the dogs from my salon got a part in a TV series. Her owner had seen an advertisement for animals to work in television, but then she asked me to work with her on the set while they were filming. I was responsible for making sure that Fifi gave a good performance. She was an excellent dog to work with, and I learnt a lot working with her. And the TV producers were very impressed with me and started recommending me for other programs and films.
What makes someone a good animal trainer?
Obviously, you really have to love animals, but that isn't enough on its own. You need to be able to communicate with them so that they understand what it is that you want them to do. You have to be very, very patient. You simply cannot make an animal do something it doesn't want to do. Anyone who forces animals to do things through the use of fear or violence is just evil in my book. I'd never work with a wild animal for that reason too. They shouldn't be used like that. It's wrong.
But you don't think there's anything wrong in using domesticated animals like cats or dogs then?
As I said, you should never ever try to force an animal to do anything. All the animals I work with really enjoy performing in films and on television. They see it as a game. If I see an animal I'm working with is unhappy and doesn't want to do what it's being asked to do, then I stop. This means either using another animal in their place, or sometimes the animal just needs a break for a bit.
Have you ever had any serious problems with any of the animals you work with?
Not me personally, no, but I can tell when an animal has had enough, and I don't believe in pushing them. I have seen other animal trainers have problems, though. There was one guy who used to try and push his animals too much, and they would eventually turn on him. He often got scratched by his cats or a nasty nip from his dogs when they got fed up of his bullying them. Luckily, he retired from the job not long ago.
How could someone go about getting into working in animal training?
I think that anyone who wants to work as a professional animal trainer should start in a small way. A good way of starting is to run training classes for pets. A lot of owners need help with learning how to respond to their pets and to show the pets who is in charge in the home. A badly trained animal can be a menace in the home, and it's very upsetting for the animal because they don't know how they should behave. This makes them confused and unhappy. So, if you think you have a talent for animal training, that's a way to start off and gain good experience. Experience, a good reputation, and a bit of luck are what you need to get to the top of the profession.